Welcome back to News Now. Guam Supreme Court justices heard arguments in the appeal of Raymond Tedtaotao's conviction last year in the Nimitz Hill Home Invasion case that left the victim partially paralyzed. Tedtaotao's attorney said Tedtaotao wasn't properly charged with attempted murder, and he wants the conviction overturned. But the Attorney General's office says the crime was so brutal that the jury still would have found Tedtaotao guilty. Raymond Tedtaotao was sentenced last year to 55 years in prison in the Nimitz Hill Home Invasion case. He's accused of entering the home of Rebecca Piper in April 2013, beating her up, then leaving her for dead. While Piper survived, she was left partially paralyzed for the rest of her life. Tedtaotao was subsequently indicted and convicted of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and robbery. But Tedtaotao's legal counsel, Raymond Tedtaotao, is appealing his conviction on grounds that Tedtaotao was not properly charged.
Mr. Tedtaotao was convicted for an offense that is not recognized under Guam law, specifically attempted reckless murder.
Camacho argues that in order to convict a defendant with attempted murder, the prosecution must prove that the defendant intended to kill the victim. That didn't happen, says Camacho. Furthermore, Camacho says that while both the defense and prosecution agreed during trial that there is no such thing as attempted reckless murder, the jury was not properly instructed on the elements of attempted murder.
This court has held pretty consistently that the failure to include the intent element of an offense is reversible error.
Now, Assistant Attorney General Brian Gallagher did not dispute that Tedtaotao was not properly charged. In fact, Gallagher says it was an awkward charge, but he points out that the crime Tedtaotao committed was so brutal and heinous that the jury, based on the evidence, believed Tedtaotao intended to kill the victim and not just harm her.
The evidence was that there had been planning and preparation prior to the entry of the home. That he had taken the weapon, that he received the weapon from another person, that he had the weapon with him, and that immediately upon entry of the home, he began beating Ms. Piper.
Yeah, but that's contrary to what the indictment stated and to the instruction.
I think that the argument that was made, that the evidence that went to the jury, was that the jury does not have to read the defendant's mind, but they can infer his intent based upon his actions.
But what you seem to be arguing is you proved attempted murder, but you didn't charge attempted murder.
Camacho is asking that the attempted murder conviction be overturned and that Tedtaotao get a new trial.